They're wrapping around the corner. No, the peace still was struck. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Global Chaos. And this is an all-out brawl, nation against nation. 60 different nations of the world going at it, with some wars already being broken out, and Paraguay already being destroyed by Bolivia. First official death of the game. That was quickly followed by Thailand being destroyed by Vietnam. And lots of alliances going back and forth as 60 nations all try to find their place in this world. A couple more being destroyed: Madagascar, Saudi Arabia, and Spain. Also kind of interesting, we've got a couple of nations that they're trying to get their way across the sea to connect to neighboring continents. Algeria being destroyed by Libya. Now, I knew with having 4 or 5 right up on the northern African coast that not all of them would make it very far in the game. And the Canadians are pushing down and look to take out the United States. Okay, and they did so. Oh, and a couple of other nations as well. Switzerland, Poland, and Uruguay all being destroyed. And only 100 years into this game, and already 12 nations, make that 13 now with France being destroyed, are eliminated. Nigeria also just fell. So, a couple more nations falling, many more to go. And poor Peru is barely hanging on, but just as Ecuador is about to get in, Colombia might end up taking them out. Then Russia, Vietnam, and Sudan also dying, including Ecuador. Ecuador did get eliminated. And let's take a look at size. Kind of interesting what we see here. So Canada is definitely the current leader. Kazakhstan climbing up there with Mongolia and Australia. Well, Mongolia definitely within reach. Australia is still about 1,200 away. And another one falling on the African coast, Tunisia, and Argentina also being destroyed by Brazil. So really, there's still quite a bit going on in South America. Not really seeing any nations that have kind of pulled away quite yet. And on the counter side, just across the Atlantic, Africa's looking, I think, a lot better. I think there's probably the same number of nations. Well, not anymore, but they just have a little bit more space to work with. So they definitely look bigger in size. And the Canadians are pushing towards Europe as they eliminate from this game Greenland. And Germany also being destroyed by the UK. Now, just over 300 years into this game, Canada and Mongolia, well, Mongolia is still about 900 below Canada, but those are kind of our top contenders right now. We've got Canada on the west coast, Mongolia on the east, but Mongolia and Kazakhstan, both Kazakhstan being in third, they're also right there. A couple of nations being destroyed, Colombia by Panama, Mexico by Canada, and we got a lot of others. South Korea, Guatemala, and Israel also all being defeated. And Canada continuing to push as they eliminate Panama. So how many is that for Canada now? 5 nations: the US, Greenland, Mexico, Guatemala, and Panama. Bolivia just managing to destroy Brazil. They have kind of secured for themselves South America. So out of the 10 or so nations that started there, Bolivia came out on top. Will we see the Kiwis take out Australia, or will they peace out before it happens? Only moments will tell. They're wrapping around the corner. No, the peace still was struck. But then they immediately redeclared war and won. So there you go, the Kiwis won. 500 years into the game, and we have 18 nations left. So just about a third of our original start game. Canada still a clear favorite for the time being, and nobody's really near Canada. Dominican Republic stands the best chance, but they aren't looking too strong, relatively speaking. But Bolivia, after they secured the South American continent, took second place. And to a degree, over in Africa, Angola has somewhat managed to do the same. They've kind of taken this interesting route right down the middle, which I guess it's working for them so far. That's put them in 5th place, so that works. Canada making a mad push for Bolivia. Oh, and they managed to do it. And for the most part, they're going to get all of South America. So now they've got securely established 3 whole continents, easily putting them 3 times the size of Mongolia, which is their next closest rival. Oh, Morocco also being destroyed by Canada. Although we did see Senegal being destroyed by Angola, so Canada is not the only one destroying nations in this game. However, they did just kill Iran, so that was officially their 10th win. Encroaching on Kazakhstan, and another win for Canada. Qatar also being eliminated once again by Canada. Can anyone at this point stop them? Philippines were destroyed by Japan. So now there is officially 6 nations left in the game. Singapore coming in 6th place, being destroyed by Papua New Guinea. And unfortunately for every other nation in this world, I think it's just a race for 2nd place. Whoever Canada likes the most, I guess, will win 2nd. As we just saw Angola being destroyed by Canada. So now Canada officially controls 4 continents, and they are raining in on Japan. Look at that massive herd of armies encroaching on the Japanese Isles. Peace was dealt, but not for long, as they slowly but surely eliminate Japan from this game. And now you are at your final 2. Papua New Guinea being destroyed by Canada. Canada looking just a little bit bigger than New Zealand. Just a tiny bit. And that is our game. So it took them only 1,155 years. And I want to check one thing before we end this. 17 nations they annexed. Wow. They single-handedly... There was only 60 nations to start with, including Canada. So if they destroyed 17 of them, they almost single-handedly destroyed a third of the map. That's impressive. That's impressive, Canada. You go take that W. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys on what I should do next. We've done US states, we've done a European nation battle royale, now a world battle. I can go larger. I could go a 70 nation battle royale, or I also had a couple of thoughts of doing maybe more specialized things, like perhaps all 30 NBA teams going at it in the United States and Canada. So let me know if something like that is more intriguing, or if we should just keep going higher and do a future 70 state nation battle royale in an upcoming video.